Welcome. I'm Dr. Sylvia Peregrino, host of Entre, Nosotras, Latina Voices. Today, I'm coming to you live from the El Paso Museum of History. Many of you don't know, but museums are also part of government. I'm a professor of government at El Paso Community College, and so in our show, we like to highlight nonprofits, government agencies, so that you can know a lot about the resources that are available in the museum. Today, our guest is Erica Marin. Ms. Marin has the distinction of being the first Latina and the first native El Pasoan to be the director of the El Paso Museum of History. Welcome, Ms. Marin. Thank you for being our guest today.
Thank you for having me, Dr. Peregrino. I'm excited to be here today.
Great. Tell us a little bit about your background and education.
Well, I was born and raised here in El Paso, Texas. I like to tell people that I was born in Segundo Barrio, baptized in Segundo Barrio. My family has a long history on the south side. That includes the Bowie and Jeff area. And I am fortunate that I was able to receive an education here. I have an undergraduate degree in museum conservation, and I have a master's degree in history with a minor in public history.
And so tell us a little bit about previous positions you held before becoming the director.
So it was a little bit of a winding road. I actually started in more like in the arts, and so I used to run a gallery, a private gallery, and then from there I worked with Las Cruces Museums as an exhibits curator. Then I was hired here as a contract curatorial team. So I was only a contractor, and then I applied for the position of registrar. And what registrars do for museums is they oversee collections and all the artifacts and things that belong to the museum. So from there, I ended up getting promoted to curator, the person that puts together and develops the exhibitions. That's really been my love and what I really enjoy doing. And I worked in that position for more than a year, and then I was promoted to this position.
That's wonderful. And so tell us, what is your vision for the El Paso Museum of History now that you're the director?
I think one of the things that I see as like one of the biggest goals is access, making sure that the community has access to this institution, whether it's within these walls or outside of these walls. I want people to see themselves reflected in their history. I want them to enjoy and connect to our history because it's a very rich one.
That's wonderful. In your brief time as director, what are you most proud of?
I think I'm most proud of how the team works together and how we work on each project and just put our all into it. For example, right now we're in the middle of our Lucha Libre exhibition, and this would not have happened without everybody just coming together to make it the most fun and campy and ridiculous and visual exhibition that we have. And that includes everything from making a ring that looks like a little toy ring but blown up, to the mural on the wall, to all of the artifacts and all of the outreach that we did with the community. Because more than anything, we would not have had this exhibition or many of the other exhibitions without community collaboration. So we can like an idea, but if we go out into the community and they're not into it, then it's not going to happen.
And I actually just had a chance to visit this Lucha Libre exhibition that's behind us during Chalk the Block. So it took me back to my childhood. And my little brother used to have one of these rings when he was a boy that we would play with it.
The little toy ring.
Yeah, the little toy ring. So it reminded me a lot of going to Ascarate, to the drive-in and watching the Santo movie. So I think that I'm sure other people that came to the exhibit had the same experience.
Yeah, and that's really what we wanted people to do, is to come in and feel like they know this, they understand what this exhibition is, they've been here before, they're connected to it. That connectivity is very important for people to be able to see themselves in the exhibition, whether it's through an experience or through them contributing to it, that's the most valuable thing that we can do here.
And so besides this current exhibit that we're sitting in, what other exhibits do you have going on right now?
So I'd like to mention that we do have a permanent exhibition. It's called Changing Past, People, Land, and Memory. And that exhibition is the history of El Paso dating back more than 1,000 years. And the reason that exhibition is important is because if people don't know about El Paso or how we became this city, then it's important to know that here, these are the origins, these are the peoples that were here before and are here now, and everybody's contribution. And I love it because it's really an overview of that history. And what we do is we have snapshots of different elements and components that make up that history. And we take one of those snapshots and in many cases we amplify it into another exhibition. For example, we talk about railroads. Now upstairs we have a whole railroad exhibition because we can't possibly cover that in one little tidbit. So we have that. Then we also have the Resilience exhibition. It's an exhibition about August 3rd. It's a difficult one, but it's a very important one because in it we honor the community. We honor the people that lost their lives, but we also honor the contributions and how the community came together with their ofrendas, with their love. And I think it's really important for people to see that so that we know that we're much more united than we imagine. And then upstairs right now we have, of course, the railroad exhibition. And then we have a really fun folk art exhibition called The Devil You Say. And that one is about the tension between good and evil, but as seen through folk art practices in Latin America and also in Europe. And then finally, we have one called Neighborhoods and Shared Memories. And in this case, the installment is Sunset Heights. The first one was Segundo Barrio in Chihuahuita. And we will continue to continue the series. So after this, we'll do Manhattan Heights, then we'll do Crump Place, and we'll continue with all of the different neighborhoods. That one's really special because that one you just really get to zero in on these neighborhoods and their historical impact.
You know, fortunately for me, since I was here for Chalk the Block last week, I had a chance to walk through it, and I really enjoyed it. Having attended UTEP, it reminded me of that neighborhood, and I really like the retablos as well. I think it's beautiful. I sometimes collect my own different santos, so it reminded me of that as well. So I'm glad you're doing those, and I didn't realize that it was neighborhood by neighborhood. So that's wonderful.
Yes, it's really exciting. So for each neighborhood, we will reach out to the community and we will ask them to participate in any way that they would like to. In this case, we got really lucky because for Sunset Heights, we had these old transcripts of oral histories that dated back from 1982 from people that had been born before the turn of the 19th, 20th century. So it was really interesting to get their perspective and to have that in writing so that we could share that in this exhibition. But hopefully for the next ones, we will also get just as meaningful oral histories.
What exhibits or what do we have to look forward to in the near future? Give us a little preview.
Wow, we have upcoming is El Paso's Homegrown, World War II, and that one will be opening November 20th. And that exhibition will feature everything that has to do with El Paso's contribution to World War II, including the life sacrifices made by our soldiers.
And a lot of people may not know this, but Latinos were the most decorated ethnic group in World War II in terms of medals.
Isn't that amazing? I love that, and those are the types of highlights that we want to share with the public, and I do believe the public is very ready and excited to see something like this because it's such a meaningful thing. For example, even with myself, I had great uncles and my grandfather who served in World War II, and I'm sure most people around here do as well.
Yes, we have a lot of veterans in the area, and maybe also, Fort Bliss people would be interested in that exhibit as well.
That's right.
Yeah, and I know Halloween is coming up. So do you guys have anything planned for Halloween, Dia de los Muertos?
Well, we definitely have something big planned for Dia de los Muertos. So on October 23rd, that's a Saturday, that's 2 Saturdays from now, we will be having the big Dia de los Muertos celebration, and that's under Museums and Cultural Affairs Department. So that's all of us. It's Cultural Affairs, and it's also the 2 museums downtown, El Paso Museum of Art, and us, El Paso Museum of History. We will have a parade. We will have 2 stages at each site. We will have an artisan market. We will have a farmer's market, food trucks, the whole thing, and of course, in-house activities at both sites.
That's wonderful, and I had a chance to go a few years ago, and I really liked the giant calaveras and the big people walking around in costumes.
The mojigangas.
Yeah. Oh, that's what they're called. Yeah. Okay, I never knew.
When you have the really, really tall, they're the mojigangas.
See, you learn something new every day. Maybe face painting and calaveras.
Yes, so most of the people here will be decorated with face paint. It's going to be so much fun. We're going to have altars, so both sites will have altars. We're going to have an altar on our Digi wall, which is our digital wall right outside in the pavilion. So Digi is Digital Information Gateway in El Paso, and Digi is a repository for anything the community might want to share. That means mainly photographs and, on occasion, sound bites or some video if possible. But it's mainly for photographs and documents. And this is a really valuable resource. We have it in several ways. So we have the big wall up front that is touchable, and people can navigate by using their finger throughout the whole wall. And it's also a website. It's digi.org, digie.org. In there you can upload your own images, because history doesn't just belong to the people that we think are just the most significant. It's everybody. Everybody is history. Everybody makes history. So if you have photos of your quinceañera, if you have photos of your baptism or a family cookout, it doesn't have to, then you can upload it. You can open an account, which is very easy to do. It's just a quick sign up, upload your images. And so what we're creating here is a big archive of El Paso memories.
I know that a few years ago I did my own family history, and I was able to find my grandfather's bracero paper. So I think that could be something that I would upload for Digi.
And that would be great, see, because the community uses Digi, but so do scholars, and so do researchers, journalists. So many people use Digi, and it's so nice to have that kind of information available to everyone.
Why do you think it's important? And I guess I can guess your answer, but I want to hear it from you as the director. Why is it important for institutions to reflect the community? Why is that important?
I mean, if they do not reflect community, then they're out of touch. There's no reason for them to even be. We need to be able, as an institution, to honor and to showcase what we have here, because we have a very rich culture and so much history attached to this region, and any region for that matter. Wherever institutions are in their place and space, they need to honor the people that live there and the history that has happened there. And if you don't do that work, or if you insist that you're going to stick to a master narrative that does not resonate with the community, with the people, then really you're shortchanging yourself and you're shortchanging the community.
And I kind of saw a lot of good turnout during Chalk the Block last week, and so I know you guys were also involved in it. And I think events like that, you know, people are hungry to go to things. Some of our own students at EPCC participated in the Chalk the Block. So, you know, I commend you for having events like this that bring out the community.
Thank you, thank you. Yeah, Museums and Cultural Affairs is very much dedicated to bringing arts and culture to the community. That includes with meaningful programming like Chalk the Block, like Dia de los Muertos, and so much more. So I really, really encourage the community and visitors to look us up on our social media. And I think that that would be a great way to start, so that you get involved, you get to see there's so much out there that is free, that is accessible to everyone, that you can fill up your weekend just doing all these fun, free things.
And so speaking of free and fun, tell us a little bit about your hours, and is there a cost to attend, or?
So we are open from Wednesdays to Saturdays right now, from 10 to 6. And we have free admission. People are welcome to donate, but we are free to the public. And we also have several free workshops. You just have to look at the calendar. Keep on looking at social media for things that come up.
How else can people become involved with the El Paso Museum of History?
Well, I would invite people to look at our website, and there you can find several ways in which you can participate. You can volunteer, you can donate, you can choose to be a long-term volunteer or just an event volunteer short-term, or you can just continue to patronize us and to come in and visit our exhibitions, and also become a member. Most importantly, if you become a member of the El Paso Museum of History, then there's other perks as well that open up.
Well, I know I'm definitely going to look into becoming a member, because I love bringing my niece to educational places, and I really enjoyed my visit the last time I was here.
Well, thank you so much.
How do you get ideas for exhibits? Do they come from you? Do they come from the public? Is there a committee?
As a team, we kind of bring up these ideas together. So we'll put together kind of I think we can do this, we can come up with this idea. And then we sit around, we talk about it. And if it sticks, it sticks. Then we go out and we gauge interest as well. For example, yeah, I love having a lucha libre exhibit, but if nobody was going to be interested in it, then there would be no point in putting it together, right? Or if nobody would be interested in collaborating. The same with a lowrider exhibition. Another one which was completely community collaboration. We would not have had a lowrider exhibit without lowriders, without lowrider bikes, without everything that we do not own, but the community owns, and they have to be willing to participate. So I think it's a mixture of both. And then we also like to bring in programming that we feel is educational and helpful to the community. For example, next year we have some really important and beautiful exhibitions that are coming, that are traveling exhibitions. One is a Dolores Huerta exhibition, and the other one is going to be, it's called Away from Home, and it's Indian boarding schools. So it's a little bit sad, and it's a heavy topic, but it's a very necessary topic to look at. So we have those types of exhibitions coming.
That's wonderful, and I look forward to attending those. I know that Dolores Huerta was actually here to present her documentary, because it came up on one of my memories, and so it'll be wonderful to have a chance to view those exhibitions. We're kind of coming to running out of time, so I don't know if there's anything that you want to add that maybe we haven't covered.
I would just like to encourage people to visit our website, epmuseumofhistory.org. I would also like to encourage the public to follow us on social media at EP Museum of History on Facebook and on Instagram. And also too, we're coming up on Giving Day, so we're on early Giving Day right now. So if it's in your heart to follow us and to donate to the museum, that would be great as well.
Until when is this wonderful exhibit on Lucha Libre?
It's here till mid-March.
It's here till mid. Okay, so you have plenty of time to come and still visit the exhibition.
Yes.
Thank you, Ms. Marin, for being our guest today. Thank you for opening the doors of the museum to our staff and crew, and I look forward to seeing you or seeing your staff during the Dia de los Muertos exhibit.
Thank you so much, and yes, we look forward to seeing you as well.
And I'm gonna become a member, I promise, so that I can come
Great. We love this.
to the VIP events and get all the news on the new exhibits. Thank you.
Fantastic, thank you.